Welcome to day 29 of our free sewing class. Today is day 29 and we have one more day to go. If you are just coming across this video, we started learning how to sew from day 1. So check my channel for day 1 to day 28. In today's class, we'll learn how to draft a shirt pattern. Now, it can be a shirt dress that is long. A shirt that is long. You call it a dress shirt or shirt dress. Whichever way. Or just a top, a small blouse. Look at this. This is a shirt but in form of a fillet. And it can be a blouse or a top. And like I have said earlier, the difference between a blouse and a dress is mostly the length. So whatever if you can do it as a blouse, you can also make it long as a shirt. All right, let's go to the pattern drafting. This video is to draft the pattern. If we have time before we end our class tomorrow, I'll show you how to sew it. All right, now, unlike the way I used to draft before, where I used to draft the front pattern, today I'll be drafting the back first. So I'll put my reference line, then from that reference line I will measure to my waist, that is the half length, then from there to the length wherever you want your shirt to get to. So if you want it as a top, if you want it as a dress, so you just go to the length you want it to get to. But me, I'll just stop at this the length of this pattern paper. So as I always do, I'll mark my 3 inches, then mark my 5 inches. From the 5 inches, I'll go down by 1.5 inches. I will draw the shoulder slant or the shoulder slope. Then I'll take the back. Now, sometimes you might want your shirts, the back might want it big. So instead of using your exact back, you can add maybe 1 inch to it. That type of shirt, it will fall a little from your shoulder. You know, there are some shirts like that. And if you want, you can make it exactly where your shoulder is. That is your shoulder to shoulder. So whatever you want, just do. Then you go down, put your armhole on from this point. You put your bust divided by 4. If you want your shirt free, you add your ease. For this pattern, I'm not adding any ease. I'll just add 1 inch sewing allowance. Now, on the waist, also you put your waist divided by 4. Then you add your sewing allowance and your ease if you want it. If you don't want it fitted, you should actually add ease, because the shirt, if it is too fitted, it will open. The button will be too tensed. So then you put your hip, whatever measurements you have. Once you are done like that, you cut it out. So if you want to put ease, you want it free, you do whatever you want to do. So I'll just cut this out and I'll place it on another pattern so that we can draft the front. The front is where the main work is. Alright, so I'll place the back on another paper. Now, you know, it has there is button in front. So we need allowance. We need to make room for that button. And the allowance you measure here is determined by how wide you want it to be. And sometimes it's determined by the size of your button. If your button is big, then you measure a big allowance. In this case now, I'm measuring 2.5 inches. Most times I use 2.5 inches or 3 inches. That is what I enjoy using. So you just measure your 2.5 inches or your 3 inches, then you place your back pattern on it and cut it out. It's just like the way you put zipper allowance at the back. Here it is not a zipper allowance, it is a planket. That is where your button and your buttonhole will be. So I'll just cut it out, and the next thing will be to cut the neckline. So let me cut it and come back to explain the next step. Alright, since I cut it on fold, the next thing will be to open that part. The next thing will be to open it up. After opening it up, I'll fold it. When you are sewing a shirt, you must be very close to your iron because you need to iron it. If you don't iron it, it won't come out neat. That's the truth. Alright, so I'll be folding so that you will see what it looks like. If you are working on your fabric direct, instead of using your hand to fold, you have to use your iron. You have to use your iron to do the folding. But since it is paper, let me just use my hand to fold it. Now for the neck width, I'll be measuring 3 inches, neck depth 3 inches as well. It depends on how wide the person's neck is. To get this accurately, you have to measure the person's neck. But I don't want to bore you with how to calculate or how to get the exact neckline for each person. Let's just do the basic drafting. Use your 3 inches by 3 inches. Then I will just notch this lower part so that I will know where my fold is. And notch this other part too. That will help me if I want to iron my fabric. That will help me. I do it even on fabrics too, so you can always do that. Now let me just show you how to fold this blanket or this extra. I'll just fold it. I'll fold it in. I'll fold it twice actually. Then I will sew. Maybe I might do another video on how to sew a shirt soon on this channel. I might, even if I don't do it before the end of our 30 days, I will do it soon. Alright, so I'm just trying to fold it so that I will show you how it will overlap, and you just put your button. Alright, do you see it? That is how you are going to fold, and you sew and you just overlap it. Just overlap, and that is where your button and your buttonhole will be. You see, I'm just trying to show you what it will look like. So let's work on the back. The back, the width will be 3 inches. The width will be 3 inches, while the depth will be 1 inch. And I will just cut it. So basically, this is how to draft a shirt. And if it is a dress, a shirt dress or a dress shirt, you just go longer, and it depends on the shape Now if it is a flay shirt, you cut it flay. You should know how to cut flay by now. You do everything and you add your allowance. The way we added zipper allowance, you are going to add the allowance for the blanket. So it will definitely be more than the zipper allowance. I hope you understand. Alright, so let me just place them on each other so that you see how it looks like. So this is how to draft a shirt. Thank you for tuning in to the 29 of our sewing class. Don't worry, I promise to do a detailed video of how to sew a shirt soon. So just stay with me and stay tuned.